I've noticed that when some people talk about saving money, they talk about never buying coffee outside or living in the dark, or they get super stressed if they have to run the dishwasher at peak hour. And I personally find it very difficult to do that. Building a healthy relationship with money can oftentimes feel impossible because it is either the thing that you really want but don't have, or the thing that might go away at any time and take your entire identity with it. You might think that only people who don't have enough struggle with creating a healthy balance with it, but you'll be surprised to know that that isn't the case. As someone who went from earning a comfortable income and enough savings to spending it all in the span of 10 months while unemployed, to going back to a position where money is not a daily stressor, I realized how crucial but also possible it is to create a healthy mindset around money to attract more of it without making it your life's purpose to get more. In this video, I will go over the 4 things that helped me build a stable relationship with money. Timestamps, as always, will be in the description box below so you can watch only the part that interests you. The issue here is you don't know exactly how you spend your money. A lot of people avoid looking at their money because they are afraid of what they will see. You might have heard the quote, "What gets measured gets managed." If you don't know the problem or the overall situation, you won't know what to put your time, money, and efforts into because you don't know what you are solving for. This puts you at a major disadvantage and will cause nothing but stress and build a scarcity mindset. You will find a lot of people saying that they don't know where their money goes. You do not want to put yourself in that position. The way I solved for this was by making a budget. So every month I divide my expenses into a few categories and I separate out my needs and my wants. And sometimes I go a little bit over budget, but that's totally fine because it doesn't happen too often. And also I know that I am still in control. You can use an Excel worksheet to track your expenses, and you can use a very simple template. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You just need to know where you're spending your money so you can manage it. So open up your bank account, open up your Excel sheet, and start noting down everything that you spent in the last month in different categories. And if you've never done this before and it feels too overwhelming, you can just start doing that for the last 15 days. But start doing that right now. If you do not have a budget, go make one right now. You can watch the rest of the video later. If you were to lose your job all of a sudden or had a big expense that you weren't expecting, like maybe there was a water leak or something, you would be screwed because you were living paycheck to paycheck. You want to hope for the best, but you want to prepare for the worst. I enjoyed my job for a very long time. I was quite good at it, and I was pretty confident that I wouldn't lose it anytime soon. But even then, I religiously contributed to my emergency funds until I had 6 months worth of funds saved in a high interest savings account. And if you have watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I did end up needing it. You want to prioritize building an emergency fund, and if you currently have no money saved, just aim to save a month's worth of expenses, and you can take some time to do it. The goal is to start becoming the person who is financially literate and doesn't get overwhelmed with money stuff. Look through your budget and see where you could have saved a little bit in the last few months, and in the next month, save that amount in a high interest savings account. Take very small steps if you've never done this before, but start taking some steps. You don't know what you want, money or freedom. Why do you want money? I had to ask myself this question. And it's not as obvious as you think. Obviously, you need money to survive. But is that enough? It's not enough for a lot of people, and I know it certainly wasn't enough for me. I want to have a good life, but what does that even mean? What does a good life mean? So I had to ask myself, did I need money to improve my life or save me from it? So I am a big proponent of self-education and attending conferences and seminars, trying to learn the skills that are not taught in schools, meeting people who have those skills, meeting people with different mindsets than yours, and people who are doing the things that you imagine doing in the future. I attended a real estate conference a week after I quit my job, and this was somewhat of a high-profile event, and coming out of that event was the very first time that I had asked myself that question. Majority of the people there were super rich, had multiple properties, had passive income, all that jazz, and some people wanted to get into real estate and just learn more about that world. The people that I was attracted to the most were the people who considered money or used it as a tool to buy them freedom. I really liked that idea because I had just quit my job, I felt very lost, and for the longest time what I did for work was my entire identity. So when I asked myself, why do I want money? What do I need it for? I had to think long and hard about it. I had to journal about it because I wasn't really sure. And then I realized that in the future, I want to have the option to work But if I want to step away from it for any reason, I don't like the environment, or I don't like the work, or I want to do something really cool, or I want to spend time with my family, so I want to take a little break, I want to have the option to do that. I thought back to the job that I quit, and I realized that quitting this time was possible just because I did not have any major responsibilities, especially because I don't have any kids. And so this time I could quit. But what about the future? So I realized that I did not want money to buy a fancy car or buy top-notch furniture or anything like that, because those things bring you happiness for a week and then it fades away because it doesn't really make a material difference in your life. But using money to improve your life or to get the things that really make you happy, I think that's what I want money for. I am now less inclined to buy things just for the sake of it, and it has multiple benefits. It keeps my space clean, but also it allows me to spend money without guilt. Which brings me to the fourth and last problem. You either spend too much or not at all. I've noticed that when some people talk about saving money, they talk about never buying coffee outside or living in the dark, or they get super stressed if they have to run the dishwasher at peak hour. And I personally find it very difficult to do that. I love working in a cafe. I love the environment there. It makes me more productive. And I'm paying for that experience more than the overpriced coffee. And so I bake that into my expense. If I had to rush somewhere and really needed to run the dishwasher or the washing machine at peak hour, I'm not going to be upset all day that my electricity bill is going to be $5 higher. But of course, every other day I'm going to wait for the right hour because it's good for the environment and the savings are good, but sometimes it's fine. But now suppose if I go shopping with a friend to buy something for her, I'm not going to buy things I don't need or don't want just because I feel left out, or I'm not going to eat out every single day because I'm lazy to cook. My point is that obsessing over small things is not very helpful, but you should not be wasting your money on things that you don't need or don't really want. Anything that is not improving your life, you should think twice before spending that money. And all of this is my personal opinion because I cannot give financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. Being open to spending money on things that will improve your life, such as self-education, comfortable shoes, a good mattress, experiences with your friends and family, stuff like that, I think that is really important. Having a scarcity mindset with money really ruins your relationship with it. Think about all the other relationships that you have in your life. The more you cling on to someone and are scared to let them go, the more you will suffocate them and they will try to stay away from you. Your relationship with money can be thought of in the exact same way. This is what the scarcity mindset is, and it makes you believe that you don't have enough, and so you're scared to spend or you're scared to let it go. And it just creates an unhealthy mentality around money. Instead, you want to have an abundance mindset where you see the world as being full of resources, where people are helping people become successful, where you want your friends to become successful along with you, and where you see the world being a place where you have the opportunity to be able to come out of bad situations in your life. So what I personally do is whenever I want to make a big purchase and I can't decide what to do, I don't make an impulsive decision and I wait a while. If after a few days or a few weeks I still want it, I look through my budget to see how to make it happen. This is also where a budget comes in handy, because when you want to spend, you know exactly how much you can afford, and if it makes a big dent, you will be able to save for it in the next couple months, or maybe you can make a better decision whether you want to avoid it or you want to figure out how to make it happen. And this is what financial education gives you. It gives you freedom and flexibility. Become the person who openly talks about money and gives people a safe space to talk about their finances and how all of you can improve your lives. If someone has more money than you or makes more money than you, instead of being judgmental or jealous of them, go and ask them how they made their money, and you'll be surprised to see how much people want to talk about their experiences and share their ideas. So if you liked this video, you'll like my other video where I talked about how I gained clarity in my goals, and you can watch that video right here. Thank you for spending your precious time with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.